Cars 2.
In this tutorial we will deal with the modeling of the logo in Cinema 4D, we will proceed with light, material and animation of the logo. Finally, we will do the compositing and color correction in After Effects. To understand how to create this logo, we will analyze and will made in detail the individual elements, step by step. Open the folder Cars 2 files, and open the file border emblem. As we can see, is composed of two paths, one inside and one outside. We will make half of the chisel bevel, then we apply the symmetry tool. On all files we find the axis as a reference for the correct positioning of the camera. We start with to insert a loft NURBS tool. Rename the border and drag inside the two paths. We increase the value of subdivision to improve the final result. 300 for subdivision U and 3 for the subdivision V. We keep low the value of the subdivision V, because after will be applied the NURBS tool for the final surface subdivision of the object. It is important to verify that the first set points are set up. Move the inner spline along the z-axis with a value -21. Insert the symmetry tool along x-axis. To soften the edges, is possible can change the phone tag value, and enter a value greater than 90 degrees. We complete our object by applying another symmetry tool along the z-axis. In this case, for smoothing the polygon surface, is preferable to use the NURBS method. Disable the check weld points. And finally, we apply a trick to improve the polygon surface, very useful for the use of chrome materials. Insert the tool Connect, and drag it all inside. Disable the texture, and weld check. As we can see, the corners are some rounded. Okay, this step is complete. Save the project with the suffix "end." And we go with open the second file Redbase. For this step, we will be applied a simple technique to get a very rounded surface. Reset the center of the pivot, with the center of the scene. Insert 0 value, on all coordinates. Forget this result. We need the concentric spline much smaller than the final results. In the example image, is very evident. Okay, we use an extrude tool for our spline. Rename, Redbase. We apply an fillet cap, with a radius value, 0. While, for the fillet cap start, radius to 37.5. For obtain a rounded profile. To set 17 step, in convex mode. Finally, in the front extrude, use quadrangles mode. We can see immediately the result by applying the Z-scale value, 0.3. Here's the result. Simple, and cool. We change the depth from 20 to 0.009. Insert a HyperNurbs tool. Wow! Alternatively, you can use also the N-gun mode, but it is more correct to use quadrangles method, because if then you want to convert to a polygonal object, you have an object divided into linear and correct method, ready for continue the modeling work on it. Save also this file with the suffix, "end." And we continue with the letters of the Cars 2 logo. A bit of history on Cars logo. Many people think that the font used for the film title is the Magneto, but as we see it is not. It is very similar. And you can use it for your customizations. Copy and paste the red base on our scene, and move it behind along the Z-axis. This helps us to project the letters on the rounded surface. Organize and group the letters splines of the logo. In order to work on logo gradually, letter by letter. As we can see, the logo is made up of open paths, this because the Loft-NURBS technique works well only in this way. Okay, we disable all the layers and work only on those that make the C letter. We start with the outside spline. Activate select mode, points, and apply the project tool. We set on panel, XY plane, and click apply. The spline was projected, but we have a problem. We must correct the bezier handles to improve the final result. To get a complete view in the back of the spline, we disable on red base, the fillet cap end. Activate the tool move tool and so that it can move only along the Z-axis. This simple work, to be done very carefully, when you see that the handles are arranged in a tangent to the surface of the red base, is okay. Obviously check carefully that the move is correct. This work is not complex, but it should be done well to ensure a perfect adhesion of the round logo on the red base. It takes a couple of minutes. We complete with the inside of the letter C with the same technique. Perfect. We can apply the loft tool and enter inside the paths of the C letter. Insert 303 on subdivision, and move the spline along the z-axis to 10 units. Fabulous! To improve the result, we need to create a base on our logo. Duplicate the spline outside and apply and extrude NURBS. Place the C letter 5 units along z-axis. Compare the red base, and reposition the extruded base to form a single object. As we can see, the result is excellent. To complete, we place the inside of the letter C from 10 to 5 units, away from the path outside. In this way the result is more like the original logo. It is very important to get the result as the video of the letter C. I show you what are the first set point used. The extrude base must have a depth of 2.5. We can make the surface smoother with the HyperNURBS tool. We use the same technique on all the letters of the logo, is a job that will take about 40 minutes. This is the final result, organized and edged. Another detail not to be overlooked is the ends of letters, which must be linked and made softer, trying to decrease the internal points of the spline. I show you how. We select points using the point tool, and we move them along z-axis, for obtain a good visual result. For me it's okay. As we can see, the result in this way is very cool. In this way you can adapt the letters in any surface, with a guaranteed result. OK, set them correctly with respect to the z-axis. If you remember, we have moved the red base behind the letters to the work of projection of the paths. We copy the value z position of the red base. We select all layers and paste them on z position with the value less. In this way is made a subtraction operation in the coordinate z position. The result puts the whole group of layers in the original position. Simple trick but always effective. Now we can delete the red base and rename the file with the suffix end. Open the file vemblem. Insert the loft tool. And drag the paths inside. Subdivision value 303. These two are the first set point. We select the points at the bottom of the inside part, and insert the value -25. We see the result. We apply symmetry and hypernerbs. Again we insert all with Connect tool. Save the file with the suffix "end". We open the last file that makes up the logo. These are the paths. Now we use a different technique. We insert a sweep NURBS tool. Insert inside, first, the form of the profile, and after, the path of the object. Okay, the front is very sharp. We can round off by selecting the point that we want to modify and select chamfer tool, and apply a 0.5 radius. And confirm with apply. Okay, but still some polygons are not visible. To correct this, we can delete the long tag. We can repeat the same step in other points, by inserting a radius of 1. In Details panel, the scale curve change dynamically the profile. Follow the step on video. Insert a fillet cap and activate the check constraint. Step 4. Radius 0.5. This allows us to obtain the rounded profile. We convert the object into polygonal object. We select the cap layers and drag them out from polygon layer and disable the visibility. Select cap 1 and with the rectangle select tool, select all polygons and apply the dissolve tool. Repeat the same step in Cap 2. Activate the points mode selection and knife tool. And cut. Follow me on video. Drag all in their original layer position and select all points that make up the first corner. Drag it along the y-axis, 10 units. We repeat the same step in the up corner. For a correct view, change the value of the flung tag to 25 degrees. Finally, we complete with corner rounding. We select it with the line tool and insert bevel, with a value of 0.3 and 4. Type convex, and apply. We repeat the step at the top. View the result. Save the file with the suffix. We combine all the individual elements that make up the logo with the simple copy and paste procedures. Let's save our document with the suffix. Apply the latest fixes of positioning. Move the number to width, Z-33. We group the red base in the letters of the logo, and we put on Z-175. Move inside of V emblem the points of bottom part spline along the Z-axis from -25 to -23. Okay, we have to eliminate these empty spaces. Drag the red base out of the logo group layer. Go to the spline. Select the edge tool and add the points are very close in the corners. But we can still improve the result by converting the object into polygonal object. Activate the line selection tool in loop selection mode. We select only the line that forms the edge. Repeat the same step in the other corner. In the Attributes panel on Live Selection, we find the Hypernerbs panel. And change the value strength and click the Set button. This allows us to change the size of the rounding corner. Okay, this is the result. Perfect.